As a photographer, the only thing that's more exciting than getting a new inquiry is getting a new inquiry from someone who is an ideal client.
Today we're going to be talking about the things you need to be doing in order to attract and book those ideal clients. Really good photographers have a consistent style. Clients should be able to go to your Instagram or your portfolio on your website and know exactly what they're getting based on the photos that you're sharing on there. If you have a client that comes to you and asks for a different style than the type that you offer, it's really important that you don't compromise on that because you can't be for everybody. Tuning in to your ideal client and your specific style will bring the people who really want that style to you. When it comes to style, a really important thing to ask yourself is, why have you chosen this style? With everything we do in our business, we want to have a reason behind it, and there should always be an answer as to why you do what you do. Ask yourself, is this style timeless? Does this fit the aesthetic that I want? How am I serving my client by using this style? For us personally, we try to use a style that we believe is timeless and that serves clients really well and allows them to have photos that they're still gonna love 10 years down the road that isn't just a trend that's passing through. Everyone is doing it is not a good enough reason to pick a style. In fact, sometimes if you don't do what everyone is doing, you just might make yourself stand out. We personally live in the Northwest where the dark and moody style is super popular. It's what a lot of couples are wanting when they're looking for wedding photography. That's awesome. That's the style that they personally love. For me and David personally, we don't love that style as much for ourselves, and so we offer something that's a little bit different, more light and fresh and natural and true to color. And the people who really do love that style will come to us because there just aren't as many people who are offering that where we're located. Being different is okay, and sometimes it's even better.
One of the next most important things in terms of booking your ideal clients is making sure that you're displaying your personality and making sure that that's a good fit with your clients for their wedding day. As a photographer, you are the person who is going to spend the most time with your clients on their wedding day. Sometimes even more than they will spend with their spouse on the wedding day. It is just comes with the territory and it's a part of the job. Because of this, making sure that you're attracting ideal clients who you mesh with on a personal level is hugely important. You want to make sure that through your branding and through your social media that your personality is shining through so that once people have gotten to the point where they're inquiring with you or you're going to set up a consultation with them, you already have a good chance that your personalities are going to mesh and it's going to be a good fit. A lot of that comes with displaying your personality through your personal brand. That includes your website and social media. And one of the ways that we've seen that in our business is just through the photos that we're sharing. We know that we love weddings that are happening in the city or at a wedding venue. And so we make sure that that is the majority of what we're sharing. There are also photographers that love to throw on their hiking boots and climb up to the top of a mountain and photograph beautiful elopements. And that is absolutely fantastic. That is not what we love. We're kind of indoorsy. And so we want to make sure that while we've done a few of those kind of shoots and sessions, that's not really what you're going to see if you go to our website or go to our Instagram page, because we're hoping to attract more of our ideal clients and not necessarily more clients who are really adventurous or anything like that. It is super important to come alongside your couples as more than just a vendor. We really are trying to make our couples feel like friends because we are going to be such a huge part of their wedding day. And so we want to make sure that our personalities mesh and that we're just going to be a huge asset to the day of the wedding and not just another person who's there to do their job. Any photographer can be a great photographer, but not everyone will be the perfect fit for every couple. And that is totally okay. We want you to be identifying the people that are going to be a great fit with you, and don't be afraid to say no. That can be one of the most freeing and most powerful words in your business because it can allow couples to find photographers that are a perfect match, and it can let you be more fulfilled and more satisfied in your work.
Another thing that's really important when it comes to booking and attracting your ideal clients is maintaining a certain level of professionalism. I'm not saying you need to show up to every session in a full suit and have your business briefcase with you. However, there is a certain level of professionalism people are looking for when you're serving them on their wedding day. That is something that they cannot get back, and they're putting a lot of trust in you to deliver on that. So they need to know that you have all your ducks in a row and you can be trusted. This means having things like business insurance. It is much cheaper than you think. It's important for both you protecting your equipment, your gear, and also your liability of others. This is something that people don't like to talk about a lot because it's not the fun side of photography, but it is very important, so much so that even some venues require you to show proof of insurance in order to just shoot there. They want to make sure that everyone is covered in case something terrible were to happen. When it comes to professionalism, a lot of concern that less experienced photographers have is, how do I come across as professional even though I really don't know what I'm doing and I'm just figuring this out? Remember that everybody has to start somewhere. Our best advice to you is fake it till you make it. I had a high school choir teacher who used to tell me this all the time. And when we didn't know the words or we didn't actually know what we were supposed to be singing, it was fake it till you make it. Just go along with it, pretend like you know what you're doing. And really, there never comes a point in your career where you feel like you have absolutely 100% everything figured out, you know everything there is to know, because that's just not how life works. You're never gonna reach an end point where you've learned everything there is to know. You're always probably gonna feel like a fraud or a phony and that you're not legitimate, because it's called imposter syndrome and we all have it. So fake it till you make it, serve couples how you would want to be served, appear professional, and give them a great experience. Another really important factor into your professionalism is how you present yourself. This means your wardrobe, how you dress yourself. What do you wear to sessions? What do you wear at a wedding day? We want to make sure that we are not the worst dressed people in the room. If anything, we want to be the best dressed people in the room, because there's no such thing as erring on the dressy side. We photographed weddings of everything from the grooms in cowboy boots and jeans to a full tuxedo, and pretty much anytime we arrive to a wedding, it could be anything. Sometimes we have a guest, sometimes we know what the attire is beforehand, but we're always gonna bring our A game, make sure we're presenting ourselves in a professional way. So when people see us walking around with a camera in our hands, they're not wondering if it's the bride's random cousin who's grabbing some quick pictures or if that's a professional photographer. They should know by looking at you that you're here to do a job, you're a professional, and you're gonna be great at it. Last but not least, when it comes to professionalism, it's really important to maintain a professional and great relationship with the other vendors you're working with. When you're a wedding photographer, you come into contact with a lot of people on the wedding day, and there's a lot going on. If you can maintain a relationship with those other vendors and they know that you're a professional in how you deal with clients, how you deal with timelines, and how you run your business, then they can recommend you to other people. If they're not really sure if you're gonna deliver or if you do a great job when it comes to situations that can be tricky, they may not necessarily want to recommend you. And word referrals from vendors or clients are the biggest deal in this industry. So making sure that you're professional, even in dealing with other working relationships with vendors, is hugely important.
Communication and timeliness are a huge part of booking your ideal client. We have set some personal rules for ourselves, especially in regards to our email inbox and our Instagram DMs, of making sure that we're always responding to things in a timely manner. And so our personal rule is that we have 24 hours for anything that hits our inbox. We want to make sure that we're not losing clients that we would love to work with to other photographers just because they've responded to an email first, or they're the person who's gotten the first consultation. With that being said, you want to make sure that you're still setting personal boundaries for yourself, especially in regards to weekends or taking some time away on vacation, so you're not constantly glued to your phone checking your email. Neither of us have our email on our phones. Obviously, we have Instagram on our phones, so that's a little bit different. But not having our email on our phone allows us to really make sure that anytime that we are wanting to check emails or correspond with clients, we have to be sitting at the computer and in work mode. This keeps us from hanging out over the weekend, being glued to our phones and seeing if we have any new emails.
Or 10 o'clock at night.
Doing work at 10 o'clock at night. Or just making sure that we've set those boundaries so we do have some time that is work time and then time that is not work time. Especially as a husband and wife team, it can be really easy for us to be out at dinner or just hanging out in the evening and let work creep into the conversation. And so setting those boundaries is super important.
One of the other things we do to create boundaries personally is we don't get Instagram notifications. I know that's crazy, but I actually have probably 90% of the notifications on my phone turned off because I treat my Instagram inbox like it's email. I'm gonna check it when I decide to check it. I'm gonna reply to those DMs. Naturally, I'm on Instagram a few times a day because it's a big part of our business, so I am still able to get back to people in a timely manner. But it's not absolutely running my life where every time it pops up on my phone that someone has messaged me, I'm having to stop what I'm doing and working on and go reply to that.
Another thing we love to do from a communication standpoint is making sure that we are handling some of our most difficult tasks or emails early on in the workday. We have sometimes had things from couples about the timeline or from the mother of the bride or a few different emails that we're just not like zoned in and ready to take that on right away. And we have found that getting those out of the way early in the morning instead of letting them sit in the inbox till the end of the day just really lets us clear up our headspace and move on to the tasks that we have for the rest of the day. It just really helps on a productivity standpoint to make sure that we're getting those tough things out of the way early. When it comes to the day of the wedding or the engagement shoot, timeliness is hugely important. We have made it a priority in our business that we will never be late to any sort of session because we think it is just huge from a professionalism standpoint, and it really says a lot about you as a person. I come from a family where if you're not 5 minutes early, you're late. And Carly comes from a family where if they are 5 minutes late, they are way ahead of schedule. And so we really want to make sure that even though those are the tendencies in our personal life, it is a non-negotiable in our business. I think it's really difficult if you show up 5 or 10 minutes late for a session to not be a little bit flustered and to look a little bit unprepared. Whereas if you're constantly and consistently beating the couple to the session, that just says a lot about you as a professional and really sets the tone for the rest of the day.
Last but not least, we believe the absolute most important thing, even if you take nothing else from this video, is your intentions and your heart behind your business and when you're serving your couples. Are you there to serve yourself and build your own portfolio, or are you there to serve your couples first and foremost above all else? We always try to remind ourselves that this is someone's wedding day. Even though for us, we shoot a lot of them and it feels pretty normal to be at weddings because it's our job, we always have to put ourselves in the bride and groom's shoes and think back to our own wedding day when it was the only chance we had. We could never get that back. So when it comes to things like posing, starting with things that are gonna serve the couple the best, first and foremost, is so important. We have photographed a lot of weddings together, obviously, and we have both been in a lot of weddings. So we know what it's like to be on both sides of the camera as both bride and groom or as bridesmaids and groomsmen. And it's a long day for everyone involved. Sometimes you're helping set up, sometimes you've been up late the night before, you've been doing hair and makeup since 6 a.m. that day, whatever it might be. We are always looking for how we can best serve the bride and groom and their wedding party and family and friends. This means moving quickly and efficiently and making it really fun and easy for them. Another way that we can show our couples we really care about them is by checking in with them throughout the process. The last thing we want is to talk to our couples right when they book, maybe see them at their engagement session, and then show up on the wedding day and have them had no other communication from us. We want them to feel like we're there with them throughout that whole process, and if they need anything, they know they can come ask us any question they might have. We really want to make sure that we are more focused on building marriages and encouraging them than we are on the wedding day, because realistically, the wedding day is over in a day. Marriage lasts forever, hopefully. So we want to make sure that we're encouraging them in their marriage, encouraging them to take time if they need it, because at the end of the day, a wedding is just a wedding.
We personally don't take out any traditional marketing, whether it's advertising in a magazine or on social media. And so we truly believe that the best way to develop and grow our business is not actually focusing on our business, but it is focusing on our clients, because clients who really love their experience with you are going to be raving about you to other people who are probably also ideal clients. And so that's just a great way to grow your business by not even focusing on growing your business. We have read a few books that have just talked about how people in this generation really are all about experiences. And so the more that you can create a great experience for your couples, not only is it going to serve them well, it's also going to serve your business well in the long run. We hope this video was super helpful to you and your business. If you liked it, or if there was any part that stood out to you, or if you have any questions, go ahead and just leave a comment below.
Remember to like and subscribe to our channel. We post a new YouTube video every Thursday now, and we'll see you next week.